Well, hey there. Welcome to 757 Spy Flight. Thank you for coming by today. Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you. This is a very short runway, so don't let SimBrief put a lot of passengers on your airplane today, or you might not get off the runway. Hop in your airplane. It's flying time. Hey, welcome on in. Thank you for coming by today. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Happy Sunday to you. Thanks for putting in a couple of wows in at wow time. T-Bird's here. Welcome, T-Bird. Hi, November 321. I think I saw Loviz come in, and JSG Droid, welcome to you. And thank you for stopping by. Let's see. Good to see you. If the levels are a bit low, so yesterday's live stream went on kind of like a while, and I don't think my voice is going to last very long today. It was a great time, had a wonderful time, but holy moly was it a long day. Pixie Paradon is new over on Twitch. The chat window little app that I was using is still on the blink, so I've got two chat windows up right now, so I might miss a few things, and I'm sorry, but the one on YouTube is a little bit on the small side. I can't make the text bigger, and I'm getting old. But anyways, so there you go. Good to see you. MFS 2020 UK, welcome aboard. Questions are entirely okay. I may not get to them just because we're doing stuff, but there's times that we can help you solve problems. And also there's Spy Discord. Please feel free to go over to Spy Discord and hang out there, especially after the live streams and stuff, because then you can go and get a couple of answers to questions that you might have or something. I did try to do a new Streamlabs plugin for OBS to maybe get a multi-chat window that I could use, and it doesn't seem to be working, and every now and then there's this goofy sound that comes in. I don't know what that's all about, but anyway, that's what that's all about, and I don't know. I got stuff to learn about that too. But let's see. So anyway, good to see you. Thank you for coming by today. Pixie Paradon, what do you use to have the game so realistic? Aside from pouring beer into my computer, this is just Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just Michael. Now, one of the things it is satellite scenery. So this is all a satellite picture of the small Greek island of Kastellorizo. That's what it looks like, from the satellite and stuff. And, the town is actually over on the other side. And if you remember a very, very old World War II movie with Gregory Peck, they actually were filming in the town side on one of the keys. So that ship docks and stuff. So that was pretty cool. But it really is pretty nice. Harold's welcome aboard. Yeah, I heard that there was a crash. I don't know that much about it. I'm afraid I'm about 100 years behind in terms of staying up to date on some current events right now. Some of them are really, really nasty at the moment. A lot of things to think about and learn about, but let's go ahead and do a couple of flights today and try and forget that, and we can deal with the real world a little later on. Dad Game Time, yep, Guns of Navarone. I don't remember the beginning of Force 10 if they were on Kastellorizo too, but I do know that part of that, the first part of the movie, they started. There's like 5 scenes. It's when they go and get the rickety old ship. Is when they went to Kastellorizo. Just spawn on people here. That's really all you can do at this, is just spawn on in. Right now there's no ATC, and we are flying in the Greek area, and our flight plan actually takes us out of anchor radar. So let's just go ahead and do the flight right now. It is a little unusual. They do not fly an A320 or an A319 here. They fly Dash 8s and stuff like that. So that's what they do. Hi Laxon, welcome aboard. Kuma is over on YouTube. Hi Kuma. Your plane is not following the Simbri fruit. It doesn't sound like maybe you've got it like it's like you've got it. It doesn't sound to me like you've got it. Okay, there's that sound. I got no idea what it is, but I'm not sure. Loviz, good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for answering the question over on YouTube. I think it's a YouTube thing, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know how to turn it off. I'd have to shut everything down and unload an app or something. Okay, JSG Droid's ready to go. You got a hold right after departure. Okay. Let's get going. Let's get this thing started on up here. So I'm going to open up a door. There's no jetway here. There is our flight. Oh, I'm also flying at daylight today. Over on Discord, there is a file that I put in right after the little ping thing that we all do, that we do at the beginning of this. And it is a special little map here. And the special little map is going to pop up on your screen, so you can go and get that. This is the approach that we're going to do, and I don't know where else to find it. This is a graphic that I've had in Stormy for like 5 years or something like that. But this is what we're going to do. So after Samos, you're going to come in over the VOR, make a left turn, and you're going to go out on a heading of 161 for 9 miles. Gear down, flaps down, start your turn back on the 359-degree radial until you get to 4 miles. And then you go ahead and make your turn to come on in. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I don't know how to stop it. It could be that's just going to be too annoying today. So anyway, let's see. Let's come on over here. And it's up 20% of the battery. Let's get going. All right, so let's do battery and get that going there. And JSG Droid is starting. Loviz, thanks for helping out over there. And let's get the battery on. There was an update for SimApp Pro today, so I'm kind of turning on some... I'm giving that a try just to see what it's doing. And see if it takes control of my mouse. Oh, someone's taxiing out. Here we go. We're not going to go swimming, I hope. I hope we don't go swimming today. We did have a no real departure and departing off of runway 31. So let's see. Pilot brief. No, we don't want that one. Over on charts, you're also going to have to use... you're going to need to use Navigraph on this one. At least for the... well, they don't have the Kastellorizo chart that I had over there. So there's LGKJ for Navigraph. Let me reset and see if that'll go and get it. Because there's at least gives you a runway heading at Kastellorizo. Nope, doesn't have it in there at all. Boy, I had it over in the other Navigraph. What about this one? Okay, we do have a couple of charts here. So there's an arrival and a departure. I think we're on the Larky arrival. And that's going to put us right over the top of the Samos VOR. Loviz says some extra flaps. Loviz got the RJ out this morning. The runway is too short. Okay, so there's something we can do about that. There is something we can do about that. And what we could do is come on over and we can come over here and let's go to SimBrief. And let's get takeoff performance for this. And let's see if we get a takeoff performance for this one. Okay, so all of that looks good. Let's get weather. Oh, we don't have weather here. That's right. Okay, so what's the best thing to do? Let's come on over here and let's go to Sky Vector and see what's the closest here. LGKJ is Kastellorizo. Okay, so here we are right here. Our choices are Antalya, Dalaman, hope I said that right, or Rhodes. Boy, I don't know. How about Rhodes, because it's out there. It's kind of out in the middle of everything. So let's see. The winds at Rhodes are 190 at 4. All right, so the winds are 190 at 4 knots. All right, let's look at the temperature at Rhodes. And the temperature, this really small type. TAF METAR. It's 15 degrees and 1023. 15, 1023. Okay, so that looks good too. Let's see what this does. Okay, this inputs. Maximum runway weight exceeded. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're not even gonna get one over here either. And this is based on the airplane. Runway 31, lengths are in feet, kilograms, takeoff weight. Was that my takeoff weight? I thought I cut it way down. My maximum takeoff weight, yeah, it's gonna be 50034. So, yep, 50034, that was it. So that's good. Hi, Hunter Girl, welcome in. DK Funfly, welcome, welcome. JSG Droid did a toga, 125, 125, and 135. Let's see what happens. Let's just do that. Okay, so we got all that. Let's go and start doing more airplane stuff here. All this looks good. Let's come on down here and do ASUS. This again, one of the things we're doing is stuff that this airplane is not designed for. We're not supposed to be here. I haven't done any whoopsies. Well, that's not entirely true. I do a lot of that. I think the runway is just too short for the Airbus. So, yep. So I would also suggest maybe stomping on the brakes at the end of the runway. So stomp on the brakes at the end. Oh, JSG Droid's giving it a shot here. Let's see if we can see something. So let's see if let's see what happens. Okay, there we got somebody. Let's see what happens here. All the way at the end of the runway. Here we go. Hi, Dylan. Welcome aboard. Loviz, good to see you. And good luck, JSG Droid. Loviz has got the popcorn out. John Wolves is over on YouTube. John says, basically, your airplane's completely empty. I have like 7 passengers. Hey, hey, hey. Look at that. We have a successful departure. 3 cheers for JSG Droid. 3 cheers. All right. So there is hope for us yet. Flight management guidance computer. And that all looks good. Init page. No, let's init request first. The first ship is away. I know. So there is success going on. JSG Droid is entering a hold right now. Okay. AEE. Flight 441. Looking good. Let's go and start the alignment process. Bing, bang, boom. And turn that on. Yeah, this is a critical airport too. All right. Cost index was 46. Upper level winds. Here comes a wind request. What could possibly go wrong? You know, 1024 at the airport, says Flyer Studios. 1024. Was that what we had over at Rhodes when we tried to do all this? Let's see. 1024. Yep, and it still didn't like us. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot anyway. Let's see. Let's do receive messages, air operations. Yeah, we're going to have to come on over here and get it manually popped in. Hi there, Sunjammer. Welcome aboard. Mountain, good to see you. Could you get the 777? Well, I got to tell you, Loviz, guess what? Captain Sibby did. Captain Sibby got her 777 out of here. So it is possible. with nothing aboard. I mean, you know, her joke is you know, you put a crate of lemons aboard and that's about it. So flight level 240. And let's go load it on up. So 44.7. 44.7 is our zero fuel weight. Center of gravity is 27.4. And that looks good. Okay. Let's come on in and do our fast fuel numbers. Loviz thinks that the 200 ER would get out without any problem. Did I just load 106? I had no idea what you did. You're empty? Yeah, all we're doing is loading fuel. All we're doing is loading fuel on this one. All right, pilot brief. Let's come on down here. Okay, let's see. Taxi fuel, 0.173, 173, 0.641. I mean, and taking off is the least, is just one of our problems. 1.78 and 9.934 is half an hour of fuel. Okay, fuel planning's good. F plan, Kastellorizo. Departure, runway 31. Yep, runway 31, no SID, and insert. Coming into LGSM, our arrival is going to be runway 9. And we're doing the Larka to Alpha arrival, which should put us right over the runway, right over the airport. So insert there. And that flight plan is good. So radar vectors to Exela. And that's what we're going to do there. All right, that looks great. Let's go ahead and get a few more buttons on. Assuming you could land there. Lemons from Greece, how dare you go? Dad, game time. That's not my word. That's what Sibby says. She was always, I mean, because she was one of the first people that at least I saw back in the early days of Twitch and flight simming on Twitch. Hers was like the very first, you know, she was always talking about big airplanes, small airports. And the story, you know, the first time that I ever ran into Sibby was over at London City Airport. We were all on VATSIM, and this big old 777 comes in to land at London City Airport. And she set it down just fine. Orgle the floater. What's your plan B if things don't go planned on my departure? Adult beverages in the cockpit and move on to the beer run. Okay, 44.7. Yeah, I don't know what that sound is, so I'm sorry about that. That keeps popping in there. Init page B. 44.7, 27.4, and there we go. That looks good. Fuel aboard is 5.52. 5.52 is block fuel, and that's good too. All right, this is where the airplane's going to get really, really upset with me. Hi, Flyer Studios. You got a good, get us ready to go. Okay, let's see. We're going to plan just Squawk 2000. Okay, that looks really good. APU is up and running. Bleed is up. External power goes off. And there we go there. Passengers are aboard seatbelts. Let's close the doors and depart the scene of the crime. Again, Paul, I don't know what that is. Very annoying. Let's see. Phoenix. Let's just run the departure perf. Of course, this is going to do nothing but yell at us, right? Okay, so we got to put in fake weather, and this is weather from roads. So here it's 190 at 4, 190 at 190. 190. How do you do a slash? How do you do a slash? There you go. You just type it in. Okay, that's it. Temperature is 15 degrees Celsius. 1024 hectopascals. All right, there's weather. And I'm going to go packs off. And this is where it blows up. The runway length of 798 meters is too short for calculation. Please choose another runway that has at least 1,000 meters. We'sa gonna die. Okay, we can deal with that. Let's close the door on our 7 passengers here. So close the door and get ready to go. Oh my. Okay, let's see. Make sure SimBrief is still good for the moment. I mean, VATSIM is still good for the moment. 1024 on the altimeters. 1024. 1024. Flight level, what was it? 240? Let's just do our climb to flight level 240. Now, let's see here. Clean speed. So this is okay. So I kind of thinking, what can we do here? Hutter Girl. That is the Hutter Girl fire trucks. Really, really nice. Those are good emotes, by the way. Polyot, he has it. He's just waiting for them to release the next update to see if performance is better. Okay. So clean speed is 180. JSG Droid did 125, 125, and 135. So if clean speed is 180, let's do the JSG Droid, and we're going to go, it says flap retract is 130, so I think JSG Droid's spot on. 125, 125, and 130. Okay, this is good. Flaps are going to be 1. We're not going to flex. How about flaps 1 or flaps 3? I almost think config 3 on this one. I think config 3 on that. Let's do that. Let's do config 3. All right, we're ready to go there. We're ready to go there. I think it's time to give this thing a shot. What could possibly go wrong? JSG Droid says, yes, indeed, flaps 3. Okay. Flyer Studios is doing flaps 25 on the takeoff. All right. Let's go ahead and go. So seatbelts, beacons going on. Let's try and start up the airplane. So starter, and we're starting engine number 1. What don't you like? Okay, we could also squawk. Mode Charlie. Good. Let's see. Dead game time. I've been dodging it. Okay, that's something else. The takeoff config complained about flaps 4. I don't know that I've ever done a flaps 4 takeoff before. I don't think I've ever tried that JSG Droid in any Airbus ever. Okay, this is coming up. Engine starting. Here we go. Let's see. 122.8. 122.8. Polyot I saw was in chat too. If you're wondering what the goofy sound is, my multi-chat window didn't work, so I tried installing the Streamlabs OBS app, and I didn't have time to unload it because I didn't know about this, so that's what that sound is. I'll do it later. Okay, that looks really good. Let's turn on the radio. There's the high NATO. Flaps forward create more drag than lift for a takeoff roll. So that's probably why it stomps and shouts and screams and yells about that. And I think we got a good start on engine number 1. Starting engine number 2. Here we go. And engine number 2 starts. I'm going to pull my chocks and cones. Well, check your brakes. Parking brakes are on. And we'll get rid of that. There we go. That's good. Hi, Dad. Game time. Welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, you've been here. I'm sorry. And all this looks good. There's our charts there. And looks like engine 2 works. Darn, we're not going to have an engine failure, so it looks like we're going to come out. Okay, this is good. We're all set with that. Can you just not mute the app in the Windows volume mixer by clicking the volume icon on the notification toolbar? The notification. The notification toolbar. I don't see it. I'm sorry. I'm a wreck today. I'll figure it out. Hi, Dad. Dad, game time says barf bags. Yeah. And alligator repellent and life jackets. All right, this looks good. Okay, this is good there. Flaps 3. There's flaps 3. Speed brakes, yeah, for a rejected takeoff. I'm sorry, I'm really dense about that. Polyat, I apologize. I know, I'm looking at the windsock too. Yep, it's kind of, yeah, it's sort of helping us out a little bit. We're gonna have a little bit of a cross thing. Okay, JSG droid is exiting the hold. I think it's time to go. Taxi lights. Hey, at least I got the beacon on today. That's one thing. Shall we give this a shot? Parking brakes off. You know, you're right. It is favoring a runway 13 departure. I think Flyer Studios has a really good point here. Look at that windsock. I think it's a better bet to take off on runway 13. What do you think? Assuming we have a fire truck. I think I'm going to do that. Kastellorizo traffic, Aegean 441, back taxiing to runway 13. So opposite direction. Kastellorizo. Okay, strobes. Okay, takeoff config is about as green as it's going to get. Remember, there's some cliffs that are going to be on the left side of the airplane. So my guess is, hi AI creation. Good to see you. Rudy and you've got your life vest and some extra like insurance, right? Travel insurance. Landing lights. Cabin call. Kastellorizo traffic, Aegean 441. Attempting to take off runway 13. Kastellorizo. Okay, stomping on my brakes. Throttle's up halfway. Elapsed timer, like I think we're gonna need that. Toga. Manual toga. Engines are revved up. Release. I'm a little off to the side because of those cliffs. V1, rotate.
Too low, terrain. Terrain, ahead. Pull, too low, terrain.
Positive climb. Gear. I think we made it. Kastellorizo traffic, Aegean 441, clear of runway 13. Departing to the south. Happy landings, Kastellorizo. Flaps up. Heading. AP. Direct. Let's go a little bit south and then we'll go direct to Exela. I don't think we need that right now. Hey, look, Mom, we didn't even scratch the paint. We didn't even scratch the paint. Flyer Studios, yeah, I don't know. I've got oh, I know why. It's the typical spy problem here. Hang on. Somebody says expect a letter. Oh my gosh. When all else fails, be very afraid there's a letter. Uh-oh. Yeah, the physics police are coming after low-vis. Two solid objects occupying the same space at the same time. Even Doctor Who knows that that's not a thing you do. That could cause a real problem in the space-time continuum. Q will be upset. I did have plenty of runway on that one. Yeah, I'm going to be interesting to see. So low-vis really is going to take a 777 out of there. How many passengers are you boarding on your big old 777? All right. Let's start our turn. We have no ATC. Ankara Center, that's over on the Turkey side, and our flight plan keeps us on the Greek side. And low-vis is doing no passengers. See, really smart of low-vis on that one. Really smart, low-vis. And now direct to Exela and insert. Okay, first problem is actually solved. The BA folks like to drink. All right, flaps are up. Speed brakes are down. Now then, we got to start getting ready for our next flight. And our landing, because we got to do a bunch more stuff here for this, including put in some waypoints. So our arrival runway is runway 9. So we need to go flight plan, fix info, and it's LGSM, not that kind of S&M, LGSM, LGSM, runway 09, enter. Now then, the radial, we're going to do the radial thing. So we'll do the radial airport. Oh, wait a minute. We want runway, I think we want runway 27. I think we want runway 27 on this one. Let's see what the weather's like. Let's see what the weather's like. Come on over here, here, here. Reset. Supermarket for the kids, thank you. I think I may have fixed the annoying sound from your side. Thank you. I don't know what I did. Like I said, I was trying to get a multi-chat window at the last minute, and I, stupid me trying to do that. Winds are 160 at 14. 160 at 14. I'm going to guess that maybe runway 9 is the better, but I like 27. Let me just come over here and do LGKJ runways. Are you going to do me the runway analysis? Of course you're not. Yeah, of course not. Why would you do that? Nope, that's Kastellorizo. I said LGSM. Samos. Great. Runways. Ah, there we go. Okay. Runway 9 is going to have a 13-knot crosswind, but a 6-knot headwind. Runway 27 is going to have a 6-knot. Okay. We need runway 2. We need runway 9. So runway 9 has it. You win. Okay. So runway 9. We can still do this. We just go the opposite direction, and there's a big old hill on the other side of us. That's about the only thing. Okay. So let's see. The reciprocal is 270 degrees. 270 degrees, and there's the radial. Now this time, I want a 4-mile radius ring. So 4 miles around the airport. Okay, now let's do the same thing. LGSM runway 9. LGSM runway 09. This time I need a 9-mile range ring. And a last one. LGSM 09. And we'll just do the standard 25. All right, that looks good. The reason being is on this little approach scheme. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of here, and after Samos, we're going to go on a heading of 161 for 9 miles. So 9 miles there, and then we make our turn at 9 miles, and then after, at 4 miles, we make a left turn to 325. And then dive for the runway. So that's the actual scheme that I'm doing. What could possibly go wrong? What did the chart say? Headwind does not automatically mean preferred runway. It may have a minimum wind requirement for noise. That could be true. There could be some noise involved. Code 3 response is on YouTube. Hi, Code 3. There is ATC until 5 p.m. Eastern Time in Miami. Hey, Code 3 response. Thanks for coming in. Okay. Something about a fox. Let's come over here and here and there. And we're at final cruise. Now then, I'd love to snag the LGSM. Oh, we're going to do the Larky 2 Alpha arrival. And so we want 111.6 on the VOR too. We'll do that in a minute. The descent, I forget the altitude here. Over the VOR, you do the turn at 900 feet. I think over the VOR it's like 4,000 feet, if I remember. So yeah, we're just gonna come straight, 6,000 feet. There we go, 6. So 6 coming on in there. Okay, how we doing? According to, it wants destination data. Let's do destination data. Phoenix, arrivals, update, and LGSM. Okay, cool. So let's do performance and landing. QNH 1022. Temperature 16 degrees. Ooh, very pleasant. Winds 160 at 14. If it were less, I probably would have used the other runway, but there you go. FL's, I'm gonna guess transition is 8.5. And Barrow, the airport elevation, we really don't have one, but if there isn't one, I really do like to at least have it yell at me at like, at least yell at me about, 200 feet above the ground. So airport elevation is 19. So let's call it 219, 19 feet. That gives me a 200 feet. Hey, silly. 219. Okay. Performance, and that looks good. Hey, Flyer Studios, each company has a different SOP for wheels down. Always like a good SOP. From 10 to 5, I'm at 50% config. 5 miles, I hit the glide path and go down, gear down. My friend who flies for United does the same thing. It depends on the runway or the wings. Flying Eli, welcome aboard. Okay, low vis is taking off. Good luck, low vis. What could possibly go wrong? Let's see, 6,000 feet is kind of what we're expecting for our initial descent. Good luck, low vis. It has been done before. Okay, how's our spacing here? There's 20 miles. I got an airplane that's 8,000 feet above me. Are they going to the same place? We are in VATSIM, so we should probably act like we care about we should act like we care a little bit about spacing. There should be a low-vis airplane popping up there any minute. Okay, is that going with us? That's November 251 SF. They are going to Samos too. So let's go ahead and do, how about a big 90-degree turn? We're heading 270 degrees. So pull it out and let's go back the other way. So 180, and we'll regroup over roads. Don't forget to look for the shed near the landing runway. Is that where they store the Uzu? Flyer Studios, thank you for popping that information in on that SOP from you. Okay, so that's the island of Rhodes right there, where all roads lead to Rhodes. Doesn't have the same ring, does it? The Airbus actually made it off the runway. I mean, it didn't want to just leap off the runway, but the takeoff for us was really good. I'm anxiously looking at the Twitch chat for something from Loviz. Let's see. I know we're waiting. Loviz is airborne. We have success in the 777. Outstanding. I'm going on an impromptu emergency trip to Hotlanta today with meetings. Oh, are you going to try? So Pauliot may try Vortex Burgers. Vortex Burgers, really? An impromptu emergency trip to Hotlanta. Safe travels. K090. So a big old sweeping turn should take care of us. Okay, so nobody here expects you to try the what is it, Hell's Fury Burger, but can't wait to hear what you think about it. JSG Droid did the right thing. So JSG Droid did some custom waypoints. I did the fast and dirty version. Oh my gosh, is it for that reason? I saw on social media a whole lot of people talking about flights being canceled, Pauliot. So I guess, yeah, that's probably it. That's the spicy burger place, Amargosa. It's called Vortex, and it's in Atlanta. Loviz, we are expecting runway 09. So runway 09 is what we're expecting. Yeah, it caused a lot of problems there. It really, yeah. Let's see. Sugakari, yes, I remember you. Welcome back in. And Sam's on YouTube as well. Welcome, welcome. The text on my YouTube chat channel is really, really small right now, so sorry about that. Z-Blue, I don't think I said that right. Howdy. Welcome aboard. MFS, there are so many cool new airplanes. And cold and dark videos are absolutely the best thing to do. We are doing, after we land at Samos, we're going to go and do the Spy Flight beer run, and it's basically going to be Princess Juliana, St. Bart's, Saba, and then back to Juliana. Smaller airplanes. Noop and Stoob, welcome back into chat. Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming by today. Happy Sunday. JSG Droid sent us a picture of the flight plan. So this is JSG Droid's way to do that. This is the way you do this with the custom waypoints. And that's one of the things on my list to learn to do soon. Sim Pilot UK, welcome aboard. And let's go back around. And that should give us all the spacing we need. So the stuck between the Phoenix and the FS Labs. The one thing that I will tell you, I think FS Labs makes awesome airplanes, okay? Here's the deal. If your computer is not the strongest of computers, the big, tough, and beefy computer, it might struggle with the FS Labs. That's why you don't see me doing the FS Labs an awful lot. So it could be that you might have a problem with that. I think they make great airplanes. I really do. But again, you got to have a really good system. Or as Polyot said, FS Labs for system depth. Which, you know, for me, I'm off the deep end anyway. Hey, Impossible Face, you gonna take the Black Square Turbo Bonanza to Quebec? New York into Rockwood, Maine. Okay, direct Lakehead. And there we go. And the airplane is happy. Back to performance. 107 miles from top of descent. We're all ready to go. Welcome aboard, Senor Tomas. I'm on my way in, Loviz. Impossible Face gets to come in over Moosehead Lake. They should have some kind of really good beer and barbecue grill at a place like Moosehead, right? Sukakare, it has been a while since you've been in here. I hope all is well. Happy New Year. Thanks for coming by today. All right, everything looks good there. Let's see, Loviz is coming up behind me. I'm going to pick my speed up a little bit so that Loviz doesn't have to stomp on the brakes too much. And I think there's somebody behind me too, so I'll keep my speed up here. One of the things that I like to do every 9 months to once a year or something like that is take everything off the computer table that I have here and start cleaning. And then I kind of put stuff back, and sometimes I do a little bit of adjustment. So you'll notice I'm taking an extra day off this week, and I'm going to basically be cleaning everything off. I'll try and do some kind of a how-to video about cleaning stuff. I'm cleaning, you know, but still. So I'm going to attempt to do that and post that over on YouTube a little bit later on. So, yeah, I think I've done it once before, MFS. Yeah, also doing a little bit of resting up. I need to find a better multi-chat window. I mean, the goofy sound that you're hearing right now is me doing a last-minute fix that really didn't work out so well. But the only way to get rid of it is to uninstall it. So I have to turn everything off. So. Hey, Brady G is on YouTube. Welcome aboard. Oh yeah, but you would also, well, if you bring wine, if I hadn't become such a lightweight polyot, that would be awesome. MFS, so as far as cleaning my PC, one of the things that I do is every 1 to 2 months, you know, I've got one of those, I've got this little rechargeable device that you pull the little trigger on it and it shoots out some real high velocity air, sort of like those CO2 cans and stuff like that. And those CO2 cans, I don't want to use the CO2 cans, so this thing is rechargeable. Doesn't last very long, but I take that, and you know, we've all got computers that have fans on them and vents on them, and in some cases radiators. Stormy's got a radiator actually. So one of the thing is, that's right, you could also get a quick legal hit, you know, sort of like woohoo, off the CO2 cans. But so I do that every month to 2 months. And believe you me, when especially the little radiator at the top of Stormy, I tell you what, when I, you know, blow the compressed air up through that thing, you gotta see the dust that comes out of that. So I think that if you've got a high performance computer, blowing out the radiators and the fans of dust, I think is every 1 to 2 months you do that. And I think that that's a really important thing to do to keep your vents from being unclogged. Look, these things generate some heat. You go stand behind Stormy right now, and it's putting out air that's warm enough that I wish I had a big hose that I could put on the back of the computer and run it down under the desk in the wintertime to help keep, your feet warm. It's cold in here. But so keeping your vents as clear as possible, I think, is like a mission critical thing to do with your computers, with these monster systems that we have. So, that's a good thing to do. And then, we all live on have a table and stuff like that. So, you've kind of seen, I've got the new view here right now. So there's Spy HQ right now. And so there's a table right there. There's a hat. But, cleaning out the table and making sure that everything's clean on the table, dusting behind the monitors and stuff, that's an important thing to do. And so I do that every 9 months or so, or year. And that's kind of how it is that I usually go about doing that. And again, if you're, spend a lot of time, live streaming or, just playing with your computer, doing stuff on your computer, that's a good thing to do. So JSG Droid is starting the run, so is at the top of Red Route Run, approaching Thor's Twins. I don't have the rads on my office thanks to my PC. I wonder, that noise, the sound it makes, it's when somebody likes, is that somebody hitting a like? Really? I'm getting that many likes on YouTube right now? Man, I had one guy over on YouTube put out a message. He does not like some stuff. But if you're liking over on YouTube, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Welcome on in. And, I forgot to turn on the Katie Pilot app. I clicked on it and started the Katie Pilot app. Okay, let's come on in here. Coming up here, top of descent's 57 miles. Next flight is on multiplayer. We're just totally chilling out. Yeah, in for the wisecracks, right? Thank you. Brady, I hope I said hi when you came into chat. Bring out the map, another click. And top of descent's coming on up. Doc Stoner is back in chat. Hi, Doc. We're waiting for the 757 from Bluebird, and it's been in development for a while, so I'm kind of just waiting to see what's next. We'll wait and see. Usually when airplanes are in development for a long time, it's best to not get your hopes up until it's ready to go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I miss my 757 over on X-Plane. That's what it's called. X-Plane, yeah. The Flight Factor 757 really is a gold. I hear Loviz. Well, if you hit a like over there, thank you so much, and welcome on in. I thought I had an alert that popped up there, but maybe not. All right, I'm just adjusting. I'm adjusting. So there is the autopilot. Oh, that looks a little weird. Hang on. And one of the things is if you come up here in the cabin, there's these two dials that are underneath the autopilot. Turn this one down, and you see how the light goes down a little bit. And so that's how you can set the level on your on the autopilot, and then also that sets the level on your wind control. 40 miles from top of descent. Athena is very proud that we did not wreck the jet on our takeoff. The sound is not due to likes. Probably due to violations of some sort of policy or something like that. You know, like the movie Demolition Man. Whenever you cuss, the thing, you know, spits out a penalty or something. That's probably what it is. Sim Pilot UK. So Chase Plane is awesome. I do like Chase Plane quite a bit. I decided, I basically got up early one morning, watched a couple of YouTube videos before I set mine up, and I really do like that. Let's pop that out. On the dashboard, you see Streaming Essentials chat box. Chat notifications, and that's the dashboard on the website, right, Polyot? Let me see if I can get that done so we can shut that down. And then maybe if they've got a decent multi-chat window, I will do that. So no, the desktop app. Oh, okay, the desktop app. I actually have a shortcut for that on my desktop. Isn't that convenient? I know you're probably shocked that I would be that efficient with it, but I do have the desktop app. Woohoo! Hello, desktop app. Maybe it takes a sec. Uh-oh, you can it just took over something. If it was the website, Polyot would have done it. Thank you. Yeah, I've got my last multi-stream window has been really messed up lately. It's been okay. So on the dashboard, editor, overlays, app store, highlighter, recordings, dashboard. At which point it launched the website. It launched the website. Okay. Streaming Essentials chat box. Okay, Streaming Essentials. Hang on. Almost done. Scroll down. Chat box. I'm sorry, I'm really slow. Yesterday was kind of a long day for me, so my brain is actually a little bit like Professor Kingsfield's mush. Chat notifications. Chat notifications disabled. Okay, I think we've got that. Now maybe I can use their window. And get rid of some of the clutter on the other desktop. Okay, thank you, Polyot, for figuring that out. It actually did open up the web browser. So it did do the web browser. All right, let's get ready to rumble. That takes care of the chat notifications. Okay, cool. And let's do docs and see if that shows up and does what I want it to do now. All right, I think I've got that up. If you are, well, I don't think I turned it off very well, did I? Don't think. Gungi York, welcome aboard. I clicked the switch. I swear to God I was there. All right, I better fly the airplane now. Let's start our top of descent down to 6,000 feet. Check speed mode. We'll let it manage the speed and go on there. Yeah, opens a different dashboard than the main one. No, I clicked. Sorry to be fixing stuff on the live stream. I know that's really annoying. So we came over here. It says chat notifications disabled. It says chat notifications and I've turned it off. Disabled. Sound volume. Alright, maybe that'll work. I don't know. Let's fly the airplane. JSG Droid has done it. JSG Droid, welcome aboard. Thank you for... No, JSG Droid has been here. Had a minus 316, 1.9 Gs. Don't... Oh, God. Polyon is throwing something at the computer now. Don't forget to press the save button on the bottom right. Save settings. Okay, so a little inside baseball. There has been something that I've been needing to do on the live stream on Twitch for like 6 months. There's a 6 months, 9 months, a year, and all because somebody didn't hit save on the live stream. You know, well, oh God, Oh, I've had some angry producers in my ear in the past in TV. I've had some real angry producers in my ear. Oh my gosh. But yeah, the earpiece. Yeah, we're gonna have to get an IFB system. All right, so coming on in, after this, we turn to a heading of 161 degrees. So 161 is gonna be our next heading. I think I hit the save button. So Cracker even said do the save button. And JSG Droid had a minus 316. I think that's a great landing rate. This was a hard flight today. This was not, well, guess not. Of course not. Oh, you have to restart something and stand on one foot. Good Nob and Him Young, welcome aboard. Thank you for coming by today. Bluefish, what's the weather outside looking like today? Sunny, and we could top 60 degrees here at Spy HQ. It's already 52 degrees. Clouds are rolling in, but maybe 60 degrees. Believe that? Well, the thing is it's the month of January. It is the month of January. And the hard part about that is this is Montana. You don't usually have 60 degrees and, you know, shorts weather in January. A little bit weird. Garrett is back in chat on YouTube. Hi, Garrett. Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming in today. All right. Let's see. Looking pretty good over here. Coming up on 25 miles. Yeah, is that why they stopped publishing? I don't know, but yeah. All right, let's come on over here. I'm going to get terrain radar on again to help us out a little bit with this. And that looks great. So we are coming in on a heading of 360, basically straight north. We're almost coming in, you know, completely opposite. Okay, I've got an airplane 20 miles ahead of me. An airplane's 20 miles ahead. I think that is a little intense. I'm just going to turn that down a bit there. I know. Every time we see a flake on football, we need snow updates. We need them for sure. Do you ever thought of getting a green screen? I actually used one, AI Creations, for quite a long time. And so for a very, very long time, I did do a green screen and have that, like that. But then I decided to make my own little, you know, thing behind me there. And so that's what I've been doing. And I kind of like that one. Time to start slowing it down a little bit. Another Ruben is trying to decide whether or not to switch to 2024 from 2020. My general thing that I always say about that is generally what I say on that one is if it works for you right now, Ruben, I think go with what works. Go with what, if 2020 is working good for you, then fly that for a while. Hi, Justice. If that works, great. Don't feel the pressure. I mean, they're not going to give up on supporting Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 for several years, you know, maybe 5 or 6 even. So if you've got something that works and you're happy with it, then go with what works. And then down the road, if you want to play with it, if you want to try something, then that's great too. All right, let's go ahead here. And now we are heading 360 degrees. We'll be making a right turn to 160. Another 4 years of support, says Polyot. So really, you're good to go. You're good for 4 years, and that means there's no pressure for you at all. Altimeter is 1022. So 1022, there we go. 1022, that looks really great. And I'm even gonna be a good pilot and set up my backup altimeter too. Yes, by that time we'll be on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2028. How about a little speed break here? Oh, look at the weather and the clouds. Really nice. They guaranteed 10 years of support at the start of 2024. So they're honoring that. Okay. Well, good to go. We're going into Samos, Justice. Jimmy Boy made the switch when Flight Sim 2024 came out. And that was a good call on your part, Jimmy Boy. Sim Update 4 has been really good for me, too. Okay, great. We've got an island coming up, so 10 miles. All right, almost time. Right turn to 160 degrees. And do I have a... I need 111.6 in radio nav. 111.6. Whoops. Oh, come on. 1. Why am I clicking that? 111.6. And for VOR1, 3.8 miles. Great, just what we needed. We've got that. We got a mileage marker too. Speed now down to 180. And flaps. Speed brakes back down. Auto brakes medium. Speed brakes are armed. Gotta usually grab it from here. There we go. Speed brakes are armed. And 161 degrees. There's our heading. Flaps 2. Over to performance. I'm in an A320. Let's go flaps 4. Question from the Streamlabs: what application am I using to see chat? Oops. I am using right now. The thing that caused all the trouble before, I was using StreamerBot, but StreamerBot has blown up on me like 5 times now. So right now I've just got the chat window from Twitch and the chat window from YouTube, and I pulled them both out. So I popped them out on my other screen so I can just read them side by side. And that's what I'm using. I am not holding, I'm doing the approach. We are going in hot. Okay, coming up, there is our 4-mile range ring right there, and 160 degrees. Cool. Samos traffic, Aegean 441 is outbound from the Samos VOR, 9 miles, and then we'll make the turn back in Samos. So what I did is I did download the Streamlabs OBS plugin because it said it had a multi-stream chat box in it. And the thing about that is, let's go down to 2,000 feet. The thing about that was I wasn't able to get anything to work on that. So that's like permanently installed in my OBS at the moment. And there you go. I'm not doing the VOR. I'm doing the modified teardrop. Coming up on 9 miles. And our descent is pretty good. Our turn is going to be to the right. And our heading is going to be back in 359 degrees. We're a little high. It's about normal for me. Here comes 9 miles. Gear down. They actually say gear down in the turn. 9 miles, right turn. 359, and then we start our turn out and then turn in at 4 miles. That's what I've got my little green dashed circular line there. And wow, that 9 mile thing is, oh, it's from the end of the runway. That's why it's off by about half a mile, because the VOR is probably a half mile from the runway. That actually makes a little bit of sense. And right turn now.
Speed for 120, 210.
359.
Good traffic, thank you. Speedward 120 is going to go on a heading of 090 to get out of the way.
So we'll call you inbound from Speedbird. Are you departing off of that Delta 117 November?
Roger.
Good copy. We'll take the same thing, 170 to follow you for the runway. Appreciate it.
Samos traffic. Aegean 441 is now making the turn back to the Samos VOR from the south side, and we'll make our turn for the runway in 4 miles. Samos. All right, looking around, it's almost time to go visual here. Look for the chat box notification icon. It looks like a bell in the events dock, and disable it. Thank you, Polyot. I will do that. Okay, there's the airport. Here's my 4 miles. I got the airport and straight on in the events dock, and I'm going to assume that that's in their Streamlabs chat. And they did have an events dock too, and I think I saw that. Seeing sources audio. And look for the bell. All right, I think I did that. Now I should fly my airplane. All right, we're coming on up here. 4 miles. And what we do is
120 turning back west to reestablish on the approach.
I hope I didn't get in somebody's way. 325 is the turn. 325. There we go, and we'll pick it up from here. Now, it says actually that we're going to go over a village with a pier. So look for the village and the pier, and I think we've got it. There's the village. Cool. There's the airport. There's the runway. Landing speed. Autopilot's off. Captain's got it. Oh, well. Didn't quite get to it. Seatbelts. Lights. Taxi. Calls. There's the village. Oh, look at that. You can actually, there's the pier. So I am peering at the pier right now. Hi, Mr. Jazz. So this is right where we're supposed to be. We're actually supposed to be a little bit on the other side of that. I got the airport. I got the runway. Samos traffic. GN 441 making the turn to final almost immediately. Landing. Samos. What could possibly go wrong? Flaps are full. Gear down 3 green. Auto brakes, speed brakes. Adult beverage. Oh, rats. We're in trouble now. Oh, we're a little bit tight here. Not that kind of tight. A little high. A little fast. There's a road. Let's use that road to help us line up on the runway. Just like I had to do, use the road to line up on the runway there. There we go. Ooh, that helped out pretty good. Hi, runway.
500.
Number 120, turning back north to reestablish on the approach. 09.
Pull up.
Public traffic,
Pull
1056, 4000, we're just over top section
Pull
direct
up.
to Delta 177 November. We'll depart Delta 77 November,
Pull
heading
up.
040, and the line up behind the speed line for network traffic.
Not really good on the center line. Hi, Idris. Welcome aboard. Samos traffic. GN 441 is clear of the runway. Not a lot of butter on the runway, but at least there's no damage to the asphalt. Happy landing, Samos. AI Creations has back pain. All right, now the big thing we want to do is get on the ground here, and we want to check out Loviz is coming in a 777.
56, 737, 800, 4000, turning northbound, descending 3000.
It's next, yeah, the beer run's next.
Network traffic.
Probably pretty good. All right. And APU's coming on up. Have a few lights still on. That was really fast. Let's see. Let's go and see what Volanta says.
Same with traffic, Beaver 120.
Volanta said minus 182 and 1.2 Gs. Well, gee, that's not so awful. The only awful thing about this was the fact that I was so far off to the side of the runway. But you can see I kind of swerved to get back over where I belong. So I'm going to say not a bad landing. And I think the 1.2, that's within the minimum that Polyot said.
Turning heading 330, descending for 2000.
So I think
feet.
we're in pretty
Take the
good
visual,
shape on that one.
approach number 2.
All right,
Network
let's
traffic.
see who's next. Uh-oh,
Beaver
look at that.
120 is going around.
There's Loviz going around. Hi, Loviz. I probably should have gone around too. I probably should have done that. There goes Loviz going around. Oh, you came in from the other side. I came in from the water side. Maybe that's why my landing was so watered down. Okay, we got another, I think it's a 737 coming in. That's right, never mind the lights. Not great, not horrifying. I don't know, the center line thing was a bit of a problem, but the landing rate was not too terribly bad. Polyot wants to know about taking the C-130. Oh, you're talking about on the beer run.
Samos traffic in 56 following the 5DMA arc inbound for a right downwind to base final turn for Samos. For 2,500 descending for 2. Speed is going to be 170 for the speed. Samos traffic.
Okay, we're looking for our next landing. I need to update the, so we'll look for some lights here. It was really cool though. I actually saw the cute little pier as we were coming in. So you see on this one, we were supposed to be just to the left. So that's why we were so tight coming on in. But that thing right there was the village with the pier, and we saw the pier. If I'd been on the other side, probably wouldn't have been quite so dramatic. If you'd like that map, I put that map over on Discord if you would like that. And that might be kind of nice if you'd like to use that. Okay, I turned off the little bell there.
Samos traffic in 56738 is base to final turn. Samos traffic.
Okay, I think I've turned that off again. We'll see how that works. Noto Raft, did I say your name right? Welcome aboard. I'm also turning off a few of the other things that I had for chats and stuff. So I'm closing a few of those windows. And now I'm just going with that Streamlabs chat. Uh-oh, Loviz went into Turkey. Okay, let's see if we can see that other airplane. I've got to add the tilt up and down commands to my, the tilt.
120 resequencing for the runway 09.
Samos traffic in
There was
56
supposed to be a
short final runway
sequence.
9. Samos traffic.
Yep, runway 9. There we go, there it is. Very big airplane over there. I'm trying desperately to come up with a good turkey joke, but I really can't. Nope, still didn't fix it. That airplane is high. That might be low vis that's resequencing to come back. Oh, there it is. There's the one that just lands. Hey, look at that. And right in the middle of the runway, the way it's supposed to be done. We've got another successful arrival. And so that's low vis.
And Samos traffic cover 56 for vacating to the left to the gates. Happy landing.
Very good. A perfect landing. So low vis is going to sequence on out, and then we'll get going over to the other.
Samos traffic, Speedbird 120. We're going to try to make this work.
Good luck. Well, hey, no big problem there, low vis. You're going to make it easy because, you're gonna be able to do that because, oh my gosh, you're coming in real fast. I thought you had to loop back out and around. You got off the ground at Kastellorizo, so you're in good shape. Look at that. In the middle of the runway. Well, that one was a little off to the side too, so I don't feel quite so guilty.
New recruit detected. Welcome aboard, Agent. Stay sharp.
Loviz got the 777 in without a problem. How about that? Really nice. And even made the turnoff there.
Samos traffic, Speedbird 120. We are done. And off the runway.
We are done. Oh my gosh, we are done. Okay, so we got out of Kastellorizo. There was a little bit of a doubt on that one. Let's see. JSG Droid tried to put a link into the landing. Sorry, let's see if it did work or not. I think I have to copy it in. Hang on a sec. Let me see. I want to see what JSG Droid saw. And that there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, a little bit off to the side there, kind of careening off to the side. We'll call that the drunken sailor landing. The drunken sailor landing is what we'll call that one. But yeah, there we go. Thanks for the nice picture, JSG Droid. It was close, but I think we'd actually managed to stay on the runway too, so nobody was hurt, nobody was arrested on that one. So let's go ahead and do a Loviz had a minus 318. And Sunjammer says a yellow card, a Charles Yerkes, a full beer, and a Louis Renault. A yellow card? Oh, yellow card because I swerved, but Charles Yerkes, there was nothing that criminal. So it's going to be the USA West server is what we've been using. So are we ready to go and give that a try? Thank you to VATSIM for our nice flight. Let's go get our airplanes. Now, if you've never set up multiplayer, I'll show you how to get multiplayer all set up. We don't need a flight plan. We don't need anything except a stick and a throttle, okay? I know we've got to watch out for stuff. There's crazy things happening in the world these days. Okay, so we don't need a flight plan. Let's put that down there. Now, if you've never done this before, I'm just going to go and shut a couple of things down that we don't need. Okay, got those off. All right, so let's go get Flight Simulator. We're going to start that loading. Loviz, I've never done the 2.7 land before. Code response, code 3, I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. So while the sim loads, let's go and get Navigraph. This is a really great way to plot out our flight. Plus, you can also use it. You can also use the flight for, you can also use this for your moving map if you'd like. Yeah, we always seem to go in 9. We've never done over the mountains before, but I really like that one because it had that little village to shoot for. So now I know what to look for. I'll give that a try and get on the left side of the village and probably make a decent landing. So let's go ahead and to use Navigraph to make this work, click New Flight. And now we're going to select our origin airport, which is TNCM, Princess Juliana Airport, and add it to the route, okay? Now then, what we're going to do is we're going to do the destination airport, and we're going to go TNCM again and add that to the route. And there is our flight. Now it's going to go and zip us over here, and there is Princess Juliana Airport. Okay, so with that, we're going to start to zoom out a bit. And what we want to do is we want to include St. Bart's and Saba. And the way that you can do that and get a couple of lines to follow on your map is you see over here on this top line, that's your actual flight plan. So go over here on the far right side, see the little pen, click it, and then put your mouse clicker in there, and we're going to add 2 airports, TFFJ space TNCS. And you can get all those airports, just do exclamation point next, and I put that in there into chat, you can get it. So once you've done that, then click Done. And now we've got our little spy triangle here. Okay, so here's our little spy triangle, and that is our route. Now you can also get a couple of charts, but we're fearless pilots here. We're fearless visual pilots. We don't need charts on this one. Couple of landmarks, if you've never done this, that I always like to yap about here. And that is, you see a couple of these little spots here. So this is on our first leg over to St. Bart's. And these are some little baby islands to look for. Don't be fooled by the bigger ones. These are little ones. And I call those shipwreck shoals. These are the things that, you know, people are going to, run into and stuff. So that's what that's all about. So we're going to come on down here. But what we do is we come into St. Bart's. You're going to want to go to the left of the island or the south side of the island, and there's these big rocks. There's 2 rocks here, right? And if we zoom in really tight, you can see that these rocks are kind of sort of on line for the runway, which basically means when you see the really big rock, start your turn to the runway and keep the rocks off your right wingtip. Now there's this hill and then the runway. So the thing about this is you're going to come right over the top of the hill. You know, seriously, if someone's standing on the hill, a real tall person might be able to touch your landing gear. That's how low you come in so you can land. Okay? After takeoff, after we do that, taxi back, and come over here for runway 10 for our departure. From there, this is a great place to practice a short field takeoff. So put your airplane on the runway at the very, very end of runway 10, and then as you're all lined up, stomp on your toe brakes all the way down, throttles all the way up. Okay? Throttles all the way up. And then as soon as your engines are all revved up and ready to go, release the brakes and hunt for the sky before you end up in the water. Otherwise, that gets a little messy. Come on down here. Our next destination is Saba. And so if we come down here, here is little Saba. And guess what? We're going to look for another rock here. Hi, AMG. Hang on a sec here. So what we'll do is there's another rock. So coming into Saba, now this island, there's several islands out there. This one's got a real pointy top mountain on it. So look for the pointy top on the mountain, and you want to be coming in towards the north side of the airport. When you come in, start looking for another rock right out in the middle of the water. Now, right over here are big cliffs. So you're going to look at that. I'm not going close to those cliffs, but yeah, you get kind of close to the cliffs because you run out of space real fast to get here to runway 12. This is not the runway to go hunting for butter. Put it on the runway, slam on the brakes, slam on the reversers, and be ready to go around. And then after that, you'll take off in the opposite same direction. Short field takeoff on that one again too. And then you come back to Princess Juliana Airport here. Come on in, do a nice little approach, and then I will see you at the SXM bar by the beach. And that will be the place of the very first annual Spy Live get-together some year when, you know, we could do that. But that is the flight. Airplanes that you could take. Is this the one where you almost went off the cliff last week? Did I almost go off the cliff? I didn't think so. I don't remember that. But fortunately, now that I have gray hair, I can claim faulty memory and get away with it. No, I'm serious. I don't remember that one. Going off the cliff. I mean, I went off the runway at SeaTac in the A380. I remember that one. That was kind of annoying. Oh, the reversers didn't go. Oh, that was the Mad Dog. I think that was the Mad Dog. We were going into Lahui. It was Lahui. And that's the one when the reversers didn't kick on, and that's because my controllers were messed up or something like that. So let's see. There we go. Now we got to decide what kind of airplane to fly. Generally for this flight, I like to fly the de Havilland Twin Otter, But we also have a really, really cool little James Bond jet. And this is the spy flight, so... Did somebody go in the water? Oh, yeah, coming into Kastellorizo? Oh, I'm sure they did. I'm pretty sure that they did go into the water at Kastellorizo. Okay, let's get the 007 jet. And this is actually a real airplane. You saw 007 flying this at the beginning of a James Bond movie. And it's called the BD-5J. The BD-5J. So you could do a search, 5J. It's a small payware that you would get outside of the sim. I looked away and well, we like to live life on the edge, right, Wabi? Okay, so click it, configure it. And there's our little airplane livery. And if you go all the way to the end, it comes with a 007 livery. If you want to go and pick this up, it's like $15 or something. Flyer Studios in this thing, slower is better. Slower is better. Okay, so we all set? Save and go back. Now then, we got to go and do a few settings things. So I'm going to go back one more, and this is how you set up multiplayer, right? So first things first, on the main menu, go to the gear, and we're going to go to online, and we're going to turn on two things. We're going to see where it says multiplayer. We're going to click that on. We're going to go to multiplayer servers. We're on the West USA server, and then we're going to show multiplayer aircraft in close proximity. Okay, so we got to do those. And then we come over to graphics. And we're going to go and click the bottom graphic, global rendering quality. And then go all the way to the bottom. And we want airport traffic. I think we want parked aircraft quantity. I think that's it. I forget which one. It's one of these two. I think maybe this one. No, it's aircraft traffic. Thanks, Wabi. So I'm going to turn that up to ultra. And so we're just going to turn those on. Thank you, Wabi, and Captain Chris. Thank you for remembering. So we're going to turn both of those on and hit save and go back. Okay, we got those. Now let's do free flight. We've got our airplane. We're going to go and do flight conditions next. And on this one, we're going to go weather and time is live, air traffic to off, and multiplayer to all players. Do that before you select your airplane and go in and fly. Okay? Save and go back. Go to departure, TNCM, Princess Juliana Airport. Let some scenery start to load in. And if we did it right, we might see other people on the ground as we're loading in. If I didn't do it right, we won't see anybody. Okay. We did aircraft traffic. We did do all players. We did turn it on. I really think that we should see a few other airplanes, unless I'm the first one here. If I'm the first one here, and I can't believe I'm the first one here. Having some punch at the moment. You're trying to get rid of the clue. You are not the first one, says. Okay, I am not the first one, so I must have set something up wrong. Let's come back over here. Let's go all the way out. I'm going to go back to the gear and let's just check. Good luck getting over the flu. I know a lot of people that are dealing with this flu right now, and it's really hard. It's like a 3-week deal, I'm hearing, that people are having to deal with. Okay, so let's go over here and check it again. Multiplayer is on. Servers, West USA. Multiplayer aircraft in close proximity. That's good. Graphics. global rendering quality, airport traffic. I've got them both turned on, so that should be it. I'm just going to do the park thing just to see. That might be it. I don't think it is. Let's see. All right, save and go back. Free flight. We've got our airplane, flight conditions, live, off, and all players. Derek says I messed up. I need traffic type. Let's go check that one. Senor Tomas is already on the ramp. Okay, let's go back. So Derek says turn on traffic type. Let's do that one. I should have done that. Okay, so that's probably in graphics, right? Derek, traffic type. All right. Variety, quantity, airport traffic type. Turn on traffic type. We have quantity, traffic quantity, and aircraft quantity. It's in the online. Ooh, let's look for traffic type. Okay, so it's in online. Okay, multiplayer, show multiplayer aircraft, traffic type. Okay, so Derek says we messed up. We need to turn traffic type to on. Real-time online, AI offline, off. So what do you think? Real-time online, I'm guessing? Boy, that's the first time I remember doing that one. So we'll try that one. Toby's flying Glasgow. Good to see you. Traffic type is AI. I have mine off and I see everyone. So traffic type, I don't think I should have that on. I don't remember turning that on before and it worked. I think it's because you chose the plane first and we had that problem. All right, so if that's the problem, I'm going to go and I'm just going to recycle my sim. If I did it, I maybe that's probably what I did. I selected my plane first. See, I told you I wasn't going to be first to the airport. Captain Chris figured it out. Okay. Sorry about this. We love looking at restarting Flight Sim, don't we? But that should do it. I have type off. Captain Chris sees everybody. I don't know, though. I'm really not that type. You don't need that. It just happens all the time that I don't see people on the map. See, I usually see people on the map, though. I usually see people on the map when we're loading in.
New
But this time we'll
recruits
just kind of load
detected.
in.
Welcome aboard, Agent. Stay
Kodak
sharp.
Bear just joined. Hey, thanks for the follow. Welcome aboard. Almost done. Testing the door so low-vis can leap out. Polyot is testing the door. Oh my gosh! So Polyot is doing the military cargo jet. So you can see over here. There's the
Subscriber
door.
confirmed. Top clearance granted, Agent. Loyalty noted.
No, Ruben has got the Comanche ready. Flight Sim Max. Yeah, me too, but lately some were missing from the map, but they were still there. Okay. Okay. I think Low-Vis has decided that no more jumping out of airplanes at this point in life. Then again, Mr. Goldenberg is back in chat. So many different settings for how multiplayer. I know. They did kind of make it a little bit more complex, didn't they? They really kind of did make it a little more complex. There is actually, Polyot, another chat window that has something that we could set. I wonder if that has the bell on it. Nope, that doesn't have it on there. There's several. Almost done. Let's see. I'll get to it when I can. Oh, that's the message. Just finished my 3.5-hour flight from ENGM to, and Mr. Goldenberg had a good flight. Would it be cheap? Oh, no. Apparently, no. If you like using the HUD, that's one of the greatest things in the world. You have to turn the settings on before you load in. So that's what the problem was. I have to do that before you load the airplane. Got it. Yeah, that makes it a little more convenient, right? Oh, I thought I fixed it. I didn't. Let's see. I don't think it's cheating to use the HUD at all. I really don't think it's cheating. Hi, Zenith. Welcome on in. I think we've had enough coffee today. So let's see, the C-17. That's still going to have a pretty high landing rate. On the other hand, that airplane was designed to be short takeoff and landing. Let's see, Mr. Goldenberg has disabled the default toolbar because you're using Parallel 42's Flow Pro. I'll tell you what, the people that use Flow Pro really, really like it a lot. Tim Dog has decided to fly in the Baron, 400 meters short. Well, we'll see. 400 meters short. It could be that Polyot will have hot brakes upon landing. That could be it. There may be hot brakes. Almost done. It's time for Asobo and Microsoft to replace the movie with something new. The C-130 is the king of short field landings and takeoffs. So it should be able to handle Seba just fine. It should be able to handle Seba just fine. Okay, come on, Microsoft Flight Simulator. You've had enough time to load. Good night, Tom Sek. Welcome on in. I have heard that you could do that. So you could make your own movie or something along those lines. Is there somebody here in a 757? Senor Tomas, really? That's pretty big. I don't think I would try to take that in there. Have you done the milk run before? Flight Sim Aviation, are you talking about the one from Seattle up to Anchorage along the West Coast for Alaska Airlines? We've done bits and pieces of it. The last stage of the milk run, the stage that goes into Seattle, is kind of a long run. A long one. It's a long flight. But we've done the other ones. There's some really cool ones. There's a turn to final. There's one that's got kind of a cool last-minute turn to final. And then after that, the airplane, the runway is here, but then you go down some ramps. You taxi down these actual ramps and stuff, and to the terminal area. And one of the cool parts about it is the airport's on one side of the river, and one of the things you can do is there's a covered walkway that goes down the side of the hill to the river to take you to a ferry boat that goes across back and forth over the river to the airport. So T-Bird is here. Welcome in Super Echo Storm and Bradley Life Adventures. Welcome to you. All right, let's go ahead and do this. We were supposed to do this before we came in. So let's do this. All right, let's do online, make sure it's set. So online, multiplayer, West USA, multiplayer aircraft in close proximity, groovy good. Graphics, global rendering, I think we want airport traffic. So airport traffic we want, I don't think we care really, I don't think it was parked aircraft. So I'm gonna turn that one off. I think that one was supposed to be off, and that's all we did. Okay, that's great. Now we can go into free flight. I've already got the BD5J. Let's go to flight conditions and live off all players and save. And now we can go to TNCM, Princess Juliana Airport. I don't know that I've actually heard a lot of the music simply because I've been, I always turn off the music. All right, let's go get ourselves a parking place and jump in and hope we see other people. Bradley, are you enjoying the game? So what we're doing now, this is not like on VATSIM, which you've been seeing us flying around in. What we're doing with this part of the game now is we're going to be doing, this is just getting in the airplane and kind of screwing around a little bit. All right. I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody. You see me? I don't see anybody. That sucks. Shall we just fly? You're going to have to tell me what's going on, because solving problems is no fun. Let's hop in the little airplane and get going. But you see me, and why don't I see you? All right, Shift C, into the airplane, and everything looks... Nothing works because I haven't flown this since we got... Uh-oh. I think I hear somebody. I think I hear somebody. Okay, that looks good. Let's try and do a new one. Pilot view. Next. Okay, so for the next one, we need to do some bigger instruments. So we got to be able to see these a little bit. There we go. There's big instruments. And this is big instruments. And there's big instruments. Save the position and give it a shortcut. Cool. Save it. Now then, so we should now have two. We need to be able to look right and look left, and that's about it. Real fast, look right and look left. So look to the right. You know what? We'll just, let's be done with this. Let's fly the airplane. This is too much. I think I hear somebody outside the plane. I think I hear somebody outside the airplane. I hear a helicopter. Somebody's got a helicopter. I see people. Maybe I'm just not patient enough. We've got a helicopter. There's an otter. There's an airplane. I see people. There's a shark plane. Uh-oh, there's Polyot's plane over there. There's the siege. Okay, I think we're good to go. Let's fly the airplane. So come on down here and close the canopy. Canopy closed. All right, so let's see. Over here, we've got that. There's flaps. All right, so what we need to do is we need to do the master switch, avionics, ignition. I will usually do one set of fuel pumps. There's fuel pumps. Well, it's automatically starting my airplane for me right now. All right, now the big thing that I need to be sure that this airplane does is I need to make sure that my reversers work. All right, the reversers do work. That's the big thing. Let's go. Fly-in time. Flaps 1. One of the things about the nose of the airplane, the steering on the ground, is it's like this independent little. It's this independent. It's not connected to anything. You steer with the rudder pedals. Ruben's in the Kodak Bear. If you are in a payware airplane, what does it show the other person? If the other person has that payware airplane, it shows you as the payware airplane. But if you don't have it, it shows you whatever your default airplane is. And my default airplane is an E-Jet. Hi, Madi. Welcome aboard. Sometimes, Polyot says sometimes it'll show as a blank too. I'm just adding a couple more views here so that I can quickly make a few changes. So a left view, now we're going to do a right view. That's good. What's the top speed on this one? It starts to go into the yellow zone at 220 knots and the red zone is 250 knots. Jan, welcome aboard. US West, yep, that's where we are. Hey, Lazy Boy, welcome in, Lazy Boy. Yes, just like Jan said, we're on the US West server. And we are at Princess Juliana Airport. We're kind of doing a little bit of a two-hop here. Whoever's flying the helicopter is really doing a good job. I'm doing a really nice just hover and hold it into place. I don't know who that is, but they're doing great. Flyer Studio, is that you in the helicopter? Because I've been watching you maneuver around, and it's sort of like, wow, are you doing great with that? And that is a serious skill in flight sim. In Flight Simulator, you know, flying a helicopter is not easy, especially if you've been flying fixed wing all your life. Polyot says, that is why the MH-80 is such a great add-on. It's a dream to fly thanks to automation. Shall we go? All right, after takeoff, you do an immediate little turn to the right, go out over the lagoon, and away you go. Kodiak Bear, you got the crosswinds. T-Bird sent me my crosswinds, and they're absolutely outstanding. And that's what you use for flying helicopters, and you use them in VR too. So yeah, I don't know. I think you have to have the BD-5J, or else you're going to see me as some other GA airplane or something like that. I think the helicopter just flew over us. Hey. There, oh my gosh. Shall we go? Oh, there's a Cessna there. I'm going to go off to the side. And up and away. Positive climb, gear going up. Looking for alligators. We've got 28. We're getting a raid from. We're getting a raid right now. From 28. I'm looking over on my thing here. It's not showing me what I want to see. I don't see where it is. I'm sorry. I don't see the raid. I'm sorry, raiders. Welcome on in. Thank you for coming by. Let's see. No, Kodiak Bear did a resub 16 minutes ago. Sorry I missed that one. Welcome, raiders. All right, and there is St. Bart's. I usually go up to about 1,000 feet. I'm having some trouble with the alerts and stuff today, so that's why I didn't see you, but thank you for coming in today. Welcome aboard. Three times Kilo. Was that you? Thanks, 3 times Kilo. Welcome on in. Let's get a little speed here. And Mr. Goldenberg, thank you for typing that in. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming by, 3 Kilo. Okay, so like we were talking about earlier, the first thing to look at, you can see St. Bart's up ahead, but my waypoint is the little baby islands. If you look ahead, you can actually see the other islands out there pretty good. The bigger ones that were going to be off to the left, but we want to fly over the ones that are in the middle. So we want to fly the stuff in the... Whoa. Man, I turned down the sensitivities on all of my stick things here. I wonder why it's still pretty sensitive. All right. If you look ahead, you can start to see right over there, just slightly off to the left of the center line, that's Shipwreck Shoals. So that's those there. Uh-oh, they're Polyot's warping up ahead of us there. warping up ahead of us. Dad Game Time, thanks for noticing that. I really do try to make it a fun, happy place to be in the world today. Up a little bit high. I was meaning to stop. Polyot says it's called sweaty palms time. Yeah, now's the time when people start holding their breath, especially in a monster airplane like that. In my case, this one isn't a monster airplane, but it has a need for speed. And that's the big thing about this. It needs some speed. Looking just off there, so there's those little things that I call shipwreck shoals. Sort of the halfway point. Still a little bit high. I generally like to do this flight at about 1,500. Senor Tomas is at 108 knots. See, that's pretty good for you. Flight Sim Aviation. It is a cool little airplane. That helicopter's keeping up pretty good, isn't it? All right. Just passing Shipwreck Shoals. This is the point in all of this where I really do want to start trying to make sure that my altitude is right and my speed is right. So I'm going to go ahead and push the nose down just a little bit. We're slightly out of the white arc. We're at about 130 knots at the moment, so that's pretty good. And I want to get down to about 1,500 at this point. Now that we're passing Shipwreck Shoals, the next thing to look for is the big rock. And you're turning before the big rock, and then you'll see the small rock. Be sure you're kind of lined up with the small rock off to the right side. Gussie Boy Gaming, this is called the BD5J. This is the little airplane. That's a little airplane that James Bond flew in the beginning of Octopussy. And I call those little things, that's where, you know, weekend boaters who are a little bit too boozed up again, like they're not supposed to be boozed up at all, that's where they're going to rip the bottom off of their boats. Okay, there we are. There's 1,500 feet. So let's hold on to that. I think that big spot up there is Polyot making the turn to final. Gussie Boy Gaming. Okay, so if you do a Google search for MSFS, Microsoft Flight Simulator space, and then these letters, BD5J, Bravo, Delta, the number 5, and J for Juliet, okay? That's, oh, Polyot landed. Oh, really? And that's the one that's where you'll find it, okay? It's like a $15 payware airplane. Airplane has gone back to using Noptic reshade. Really? Okay, there's the big rock. So 1,500 feet. Now I'm going to try and hold, well, 1,400 feet. Now I'm going to start slowing down. Oh, Gussie Boy Gaming. Yeah, if I had a garage and all the money and stuff, these were actually kit airplanes. So it was a kit that you bought, and then you'd assemble it kind of like in your garage. Kind of like in your garage. Okay, flaps 1. And there is our first big rock. Mr. Goldenberg, absolutely. Yeah, the helicopter has absolutely just been following along right off of us. And that's so much harder to do. I don't think you can buy them as a kit anymore, but there are some kit airplanes that are kind of like it. And here's our nice little turn. Senor Tomas is on final. Polyot says it is safe to say that the C-130 can make it. How about that? So made it into St. Bart's without a problem. Landing gear going down. I'm keeping my altitude until I can see my runway. Flaps 20. You can barely see it. You have to know where to look. It's slightly off to the left. There's the runway. So there we've got the big rock off our right wingtip, and we're lining up on the runway pretty good. Reducing my speed now because we're going to have a pretty steep descent, because as you see coming in here, we've got kind of a steep hill. You see the squiggly road that goes up to the top of the hill. I'm almost thrust idle now. No way. I know, very unusual that I'm going to do a go-around. Airplane wants to know if the Airbus A400 could make it out of St. Bart's. No idea, Airplane. But you know what? One of the cool things, we're in multiplayer, so you could give it a try. MFS is doing Manchester to Poland. This is the time to try your craziest airplane. This is the... We're in multiplayer. We're, you know, not on VATSIM, not like we were flying, you know, following too many rules over on the Kastellorizo flight with an Airbus out of Kastellorizo, but still. Polyot says there's a tug in the way. Somebody has beefed it into the runway. This part of the spy flight, frequently people smack it into the runway, end up on the beach. You know, it was sirloin of beef. Okay, there's our rocks again. Weiyun, we do have plenty of power. This airplane just has that single little jet engine in the back, but it really does have plenty of power. Flyer Studios has a Black Hawk on the rock on the side of the runway. The 777X, that one doesn't even, it's not even available yet, right? There's our squiggly road. There's the runway. Hi, Maddie. This is called the BD-5J. I think I see the helicopter. It's kicking up some dust there. That was not very good. I can't get the reversers off. I can't get the reversers off. Something about speak to my lawyers. Well, James Bond has a submarine, so we just became the James Bond submarine. All right, well, we're going to be just like James Bond driving up on the beach. I think it wasn't in the BD5J. I don't have a Lotus. But we'll just drive this thing up on the beach and give it a shot. Polyot got the C-130, though, on the ground. Lazy boy, you can't see anyone at St. Mart's. I'm on USA West. Yeah, I'm afraid that there's a bunch of things that you do need to do. Did you, before you loaded in the airport and loaded in, did you go to all players and stuff? Yeah, remember James Bond just driving up on the beach? We'll just drive up on the beach like 007. I'm gonna have to get a Lotus now. Although I like the Aston Martin better. Himyam liked watching Pierce Brosnan playing James Bond. Okay, watch out for that tree. And now we watch out for those posts over there. Watch out. Okay, this is a problem. I don't think I'm going to get out of this. I don't think I'm going to get out of this. Yeah, I think I'm going to have pushback helper here. I think pushback helper is going to have to get me out of this one. When all else fails, push back helper. So airplane's still having a hard time. Little bit of beach action there. Hey, I can't complain about that. And stop. Release the tug, and we should be able to do it ourselves here. So airplane, there's actually a whole bunch of things that you need to do before you start. So you start Microsoft Flight Simulator, and before you choose an airplane or anything, you go into settings, and you have to go into online. I'm doing this from memory. I really should have this written down. you go to online. You're going to turn on multiplayer, USA West, and there's a setting below that I think says show parked airplanes, okay? You also need to go and do, in the graphics tab in settings, you need to show airplane traffic and turn that up to maybe high to give it a start, okay? That's before you even select your airplane. Then, after you select your airplane, but before you select the airport, you need to go to the setting, it's called, I believe, flight conditions on the right side. And flight conditions is going to show you, it's going to be live weather, AI off, and all players. So you may need to go back and restart everything, okay? But I hope that some of that kind of made sense. All right. Let's see. We might need a little more fuel. Wabi reminds you, yeah, air traffic quantity needs to be on, and that's in the graphics settings. Lazy boy, you gonna do that now? I was about ready to run out of fuel. Oh, look at that. Taxiing the helicopter backwards. Taxiing the helicopter backwards. We're seeing some really great helicopter skills. Can the settings be saved and loaded as a profile? I don't think so. I'm afraid I don't think so. That was really good taxiing skills. That helicopter. All right, so this one is what I was talking about, short field takeoffs, right? Short field takeoff. So what you want to do is get to the very end of the runway. Flaps should be like 20 on this one. Yeah, sadly, going and doing and getting in and out of multiplayer is kind of a pain in the butt. Now what we'll do is once we get to the end of the runway, we line up, stop, toe brakes all the way on. Got a big hill here. So you can see we're going all the way to the end of the runway. There's the weeds. Let's kind of come around here. All right, lined up pretty good. Toe brakes all the way forward, throttle up. Throttles all the way up, release the brakes. You might want to push your nose down just a little bit. And rotate. Get some speed. Flaps 10. Don't hit the cruise ship or the condos. And out we go. Airplane sees the icons. Now, one of the things I did is it took a while before I actually saw stuff populate. So it does take a little bit of time, but not much. Flaps up. If you're looking at your instruments, you're going to be turning to a heading of 249 degrees to get over to St. Bart's. 249 degrees. So I usually fly out of these little between these little islands here. And then after we clear this one, we turn to that heading. And in this case, we're looking for a very, very sharp pointed mountain hill on the island. And it looks like the sun's going to be in our face. And you can just barely see it in the sun right there. There's our island. And I want to be on the north side of the island here. Beautiful evening from Dreams to Takeoff. Hi, from Dreams to Takeoff. Welcome aboard. Thanks for coming in. Airplane, did you have any luck at all? Oh, my gear was down, Flyer Studios, you're right. I see things. Good. Way to go, Airplane. Glad you were able to fix it and make it work. Multiplayer's kind of hard. Airplane is taking a fully empty A319. You know, Kastellorizo is one thing. I think that Seba's runway is a little bit shorter than Kastellorizo. I got my A320 out the gate, but... Lazy Boy sees Tadpole and Maddie B. And there we are, looking good. Trimming the airplane for 1,500 feet. Good evening, Jay Corv. Welcome aboard. Polyon says, uh-oh. Hang on. This new window is clickable, isn't clickable, but... Polyon says, ooh, look at somebody at Saba making the first taxiway. Making the first taxiway, so it is possible. There is possibilities of success here. Let's see, from Dreams to Takeoff is a real 737 ND Max pilot. So we got to ask you right out of the box, how do you like the Max and the NG? In Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's two of our favorite airplanes. Really, how do you like them there? Frisco, welcome aboard. Maddie is here. I hope your plane works at the next flight. It should. I hope. We'll see. But thank you for coming in, and thank you for saying so from Dreams to Takeoff. We try and keep it as close to reality as possible. Doesn't always make it that way, but we try. What could possibly go wrong? Well, believe it or not, many things. Many, many things. So we're doing pretty good, holding, well, a little bit slow. Let's add a little power here. And there's 1,500 feet. Menzies is back in chat. Welcome back in. Oh, you don't have the PCs. You fly the real ones. Hey, that's great. So we've got a few in here that we really like. One's from PMDG, and it's a fabulous airplane. I am doing all visual on this one, but I've done this 100 times, so yeah, I'm not doing any navigation. This is just visual waypoint to waypoint. We're going from Juliana to St. Bart's to... let's see, so from Dreams to Takeoff, you're going to get a gaming PC. Make sure you get it that's going to be good and beefy, okay? You don't want to get a PC off the sale rack, the sale table, or something like that. It needs to have plenty of computer horsepower. The sims are getting complex, the scenery's getting complex, and you don't want the frustration of having to deal with it. Airplane had a CTD opening the Phoenix app to start the plane up. That could do it. Where did we take off? Menzies, we took off from Princess Juliana Airport, TNCM. We just landed and took off from St. Bart's. We're going to TNCS and then back to TNCM. Airplane, I know you're kind of, or flight sim aviation. Generally, we try not to do that in the sim because, in chat, because some airlines don't like their pilots to be, you know, talking about the airline and stuff like that here. So generally we don't ask airlines. If a pilot comes in from an airline and wants to say who they are from, that's great, but I try to make sure that we don't ask. I don't want to put somebody in a position where they have to, you know, oh, can't talk about that, that's secret squirrel, you know, because of company policies and stuff like that. But you didn't know flight sim aviation. And some airlines are just fine with it. Other airlines, you know, somebody in HR will have kittens. And we really don't want to have, you know, HR people having kittens. I got a little bit high. Not that kind. Altitude. Wanted to get back to about 1,500 feet. I really think that the control sensitivities on this airplane could really be even less sensitive. There's 1,500 feet. Okay, so we're pointed towards the north side of the island. Now we got to start looking for the cliffs, and then the rock, and then the runway. Definitely doing some VFR flying on this one today. I'm also slowing the airplane down. You can see my airspeed there. It's above the white arc. We're coming down to 130 knots here. So want to start getting the flaps out, and for this one we'll have the flaps all the way out to full. Okay, there we are getting in the wide arc. I see a Twin Otter off to the right. Flaps 1. We'll do wheels. That's Captain Chris up ahead in the Twin Otter. That's actually a really good airplane for this for the flight that we're doing here, because that's what they do in the real world. They fly that in the real world. Twin Otters on this. Yeah, the Twin Otter for the beer run is really, really good. Senor Tomas had a close one. Senor Tomas had a close one on that. This one, we all have close ones. Little slow now. You clip the wing a little bit. That happens on this particular set of flights. Okay, still looking on the north side of the island, about halfway in the middle of what you can see of the cliffs over there. We're going to look for a rock. Hi, Melvin Leroy. Welcome aboard. I need to figure out how I can make it harder. So far, we have got DC-3, C-130, all the airports on the beer run. Well, I know you fly the airplanes in DCS World. There is, I believe, an FA-18 Hornet. Is that something you would want to try? I don't know if you could actually get that thing stopped, though. That airplane has to have so much speed. Oh, really? You gonna try the Hornet next time? Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but the runway is over here, and the rock is over here. Looked like Tim Dog's landing hurt a little bit. Well, the A380, I mean, come on. The length of that airplane is about as long as the runway here. Gentle turn coming in. I am 90 the Gamer. Welcome aboard. Thank you. There's my rock. Got a nice little gentle descent here. More flaps. So there's that little area of clips. We're kind of pointing right at it that like stick out. I mean, bigger airplanes, you probably hit your wingtip on it. And right over the rock. Can I breathe now? Holy moly! Whoa, was that close? Oh my gosh, that was like right on the edge. That was so like right on the edge. Wow, wow, wow. Well, we made it. We made it. Very close. This is actually a really cool little airport here, too. James Bond would be very happy with that one. I think we've got the another airplane coming in here. 10 out of 10 from Retriever Neil. Did I say that right? Oh, I think this is Polyot coming in. Stop, 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 stop! Oh, it went into the cliffs. Polyot, that is a C-130. Polyot's in the C-17. Now, this one you absolutely need to plan to do. You absolutely need to plan to do your short field takeoff on this. Polyot is a C-130 and that was a C-17. Okay, it was the other way around. I mixed that up. It showed you an A340-600. Okay, a little more flap. Full power. High Polar Tiger Gamer. And Serafil checking in from Romania. Good evening. Happy New Year. Wide arc. And rotate. Tap the brakes, gear going up. Try not to hit the helicopter. A notch of flaps. Serafil, welcome on in. Happy New Year, and I hope you had a good holiday. And your new year is off to a really good start. Polar Tiger, same deal. That didn't look too good for the helicopter. That didn't look too good for the helicopter. A little more flap, a little more speed, and back to Juliana. From dreams to takeoff. Happy New Year to you. I was wondering why my engine didn't start. I forgot to turn on the fuel pump. Those pesky fuel pumps. And this airplane actually has a fuel cutoff valve that you have to remember to do. You have to remember a fuel cutoff valve for that one too. AMG is in with football score. The Cleveland Browns win 20-18. Now we got a good long runway for this one, so this one should be a nice little update. And we're basically pointed in the direction of Juliana Airport. Thank you, Polar Tiger Gamer. Welcome on in. Yesterday got a little bit long. We were, I think, fairly close to 9 hours, maybe a little over that. So it was a long day. We're going to probably wrap up Spyin and Flyin today after we land here up at Juliana. The next flight is going to be Thursday. One of the things that I'll be doing is, in the middle of all of this, I'm going to go and take everything off my computer table It's a good thing to do, especially if you fly as often as we do. So take everything off your computer table and go and clean off the table, dust off your cables, rerun your cables and stuff like that. So that would be a good thing for you to do. We've got a few days. I was also doing a few tests here, and except for my chat window problem, everything else was working really good. So I really don't think that I'm going to rebuild Windows. I was thinking that I might need to rebuild Windows, which, you know, is not fun. So I don't think I need to do that, but I will be cleaning up a few more other things in the system. And, you know, by the time we get back on Thursday, I'll have the chat thing fixed and all of that, so we won't have, you know, goofy little sounds and all too. But yeah, tomorrow is a first day back at work for an awful lot of folks. Holidays are almost over, so well, they are for most. So we'll get a nice little break for flying, and then by the time Thursday rolls around, I'll look over on VATSIM. There's also been some flight suggestions. There was one flight suggestion that I know popped in for Romania, so we're going to get that in there. And I'll go into that list and put together a flight plan, and that'll be over on Discord. If you're not on Spy Discord, type !Discord, and it'll send you a free invite. Discord is free. You can come over there. And that's a really nice place also to think about going if you are new to flight sim, because there are a lot of knowledgeable people that fly around with us like this. And if you've got questions or something like that, you'll be able to ask them in Discord, even when the live streams aren't going. You know, 3 o'clock in the morning, there might be somebody online and they'll be able to tell you. November 321 is doing real world pilot training, and November 321 will be doing a real world cross country flight. That is actually something that you can use Microsoft Flight Simulator for. And I was always thinking, you know, when I was doing my cross country and my night cross country and stuff like that, I really would have loved to have flown it in the simulator first. I think that would have been great to be able to do that. So if you're a private pilot, or you're, you know, that's a great place to come in and check stuff out. Looks like we got a nice airport up here. Yep, Juliana's just up ahead here. November 321 is going to LAL. Well, it's better than LOL, I guess. Shuff Mackin just became a subscriber over on YouTube. Hey, thank you for being a subscriber. Thanks for some nice support. Welcome on in. If you are just joining and just getting to know us, normally you'll find us flying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Our normal departure time is 1800 Zulu. That is 6 p.m. in London, and it is 1 o'clock in the afternoon in New York City. You're always welcome to fly with us. 90% of the time we are in the VATSIM network, so you'll be able to join us there, and you can fly any simulator you want on VATSIM. You can fly Flight Sim 2020, 2024, P3D, or X-Plane. You found us yesterday kind of randomly. Nice to meet you too. Shuff Mackin, I hope I'm saying your name right. And if you are over on YouTube, a huge big thank you for joining. That's something that's relatively new for me. And it is actually kind of been blowing me away how it's been growing, and I'm sure grateful for that. If you're one of the channel members, one of the things that we do is each day we fly, you'll find a pre-flight video that explains how it is, what we're going to be doing, what the weather's going to be like, and all of that. Polyot is going for butter because, well, yeah, you got tons of runway here. Absolutely. I think, yeah, Polyot was talking. Premium Deluxe is actually the version. I got the Aviator version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I had Premium Deluxe in the other one, and I think I would have been just as happy if I'd gotten Premium Deluxe. It would have had all the airplanes and airports that I would have wanted. So, right, you know, instead of just, you know, all the things that I know I'm never really going to touch. I don't know how big of a savings in money that was, but still, it could have been a pizza. Hi, Chris. Welcome aboard. Good to see you. Thank you for coming by today. We've got Princess Juliana Airport coming on up here. We're at 1,500 feet. A little bit slow at the moment. Oh, it's so nice to have flybys now. It's so nice to have flybys. Seriously, whoever decided, you know, when they were rebuilding Microsoft Flight Simulator, nah, we don't need any of those silly flybys. Really? If you look off to the right, you can start to see some of the hotels and stuff. There's also the little hill, one of the antennas, and you can also see the runway that stretches off to the right. So starting to throttle down just a little bit, get my airspeed into the white arc. That's basically the zone that you'll need for putting out some flaps. And flaps 1. And gear. And let it start going down. And a gentle turn to the runway. Chase plane is actually really cool. Retriever Neil, I'm really enjoying Chase plane. There's a lot of things that I can do with Chase plane. I can, one of the things that I like, being a former TV person, is I can create a sequence of views where I just hit one button. And so for like takeoff, we can go and hit one button and be down by the landing gear as we lift off. Pull up the landing gear and go to another button, show the gear going up, and then another button, show it disappearing into the landing gear well. And so one of the things that you can do is you can create a sequence of you know, things to look at, and that makes it a little bit more visually interesting. We're a touch high. I generally like to come in a touch low on this one, because as you'll see as we come in, the scenery here, you'll see that people are standing on the beach, and of course they're going to want to see, you know, they're going to want to be really, they want the airplane down low, because that's the thrill of being on Maho Beach here, so that everybody can get right underneath the airplane. Of course, the real pilots, they're going to stay right on the glide path, but us spies, we're going to get low and buzz the crowd. You can see the people appearing on the beach. Hi, crazy people. Oh, I bounce. Whenever I go outside, I get into trouble. Reverser. Yes, the airplane did have a little reverser. One of the things, if you're interested in this airplane, is you can get the BD5J, and I'll look at my notes and see if I can't find the link. But if you go to the web developer who sells the BD5J, and you go to the web page for this, if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to notice a YouTube video. And the YouTube video has got kind of like a James Bond title to it. And what it will have in there is a link to 3 free sceneries that you can get in Microsoft Flight Simulator at flightsim.to. And what's really cool about this, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I found the page, and I'll get the link to you. All right, so over here, and we'll just do the parking brake. So here's the airplane. There's the airplane right there, BD5J. It's Azure Polygroup is what it's called. And this is the airplane. It's a small payware. You can get it at Microsoft Marketplace or Sim Market. So you could probably get this even if you're flying over on one of the consoles. So you should be able to do that too. And there's a link to Sim Market. But here's the links that I really wanted to show you. It says Octopussy Hangar, Road, and Gas Station. And if you kind of come down here, there is that video that I was telling you about. This video right here. And I'm going to slowly work at getting the links into chat for you. The new chat window doesn't let me do that. But what this will do is this will show you what you can do with it. And then these links are going to take you over to, and we'll open that in a new tab here. And what that's going to do is that's going to go over, and this is the 007 Octopussy Hangar from the James Bond movie. And if you look down there, this is the hangar, and it's going to put an airport in Cuba. Okay, it's going to put an airport, it's actually I think an existing airport, but it's going to add this scenery. And if you look really in here, you see the other side of this is open, so you fly through this hangar. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in chat over on Twitch, and I'm going to get it over on YouTube for you just as soon as I can. So you actually get to go and fly through. Uh-oh, somebody's walking over by the airplane there. I'm in trouble now. Studio. So that's one of the neat things about this. And there's stuff even inside the hangar too. Almost done with getting the YouTube stuff set up. Hang on. I hope. So this is the one that's called the hangar. So you need that. If you remember, okay, I've got my chat window up that I can use for YouTube. So it should be appearing in YouTube. So you should be able to get that in Twitch and in YouTube, and it should work for you. And that's how you can go and get the BD5J. And click the links here to go to get to, you need all 3 of these. Just put them in your community folder. They're not very big. And then go ahead and check out that YouTube video right here, and you can kind of see what it's all about. So this is kind of a cool thing to do if you get a chance to, if you're looking for something to try to do. It's not on VATSIM, and it should be kind of a fun thing for you, and that might be something that you might enjoy getting to do in the next few days. But there we go, we made it. I don't know how bad the landing rate was, but, and I think what is also really cool is Polyot took the C-130 and was able to make the C-130 land at St. Bart's and Saba. So that's another challenge if you want to take the C-130 and try and put those over on those things. So that's going to, like I said, do it for me for a few days. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from all this, do a big cleanup on my table, And I think that that's one of the things that you need to do as well at your home. We fly every single day almost, it seems like. So make sure that you get a chance to go and clean stuff up and just give it a chance to do that. And I'll also clean up some of the technical nonsense and stuff that I've been dealing with here too. But yeah, like Polyot just said over in chat, it's what it was designed for. It was designed to get in and get out, with a small runway. I think it can land on a dirt runway even. So it really is pretty impressive what you can do with all of that. Let's see. I usually, it might be fun to go and see Sim Caesar, I think, is just getting ready to load up doing a group flight. So you know how we were flying on multiplayer? Sim Caesar is going to be doing a group flight in multiplayer. So why don't we go over and do that? It could land on anything. If it isn't a runway, it makes its own runway. Yeah, it can land on anything. Except, roads with potholes maybe. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming in today. I hope you're doing really well. Thank you for spending as much time with me as you did during the holidays. I really did have a great holiday getting to fly with you and just have a good time flying with folks and stuff. So thank you for doing that. I really hope, Senor Tomas, I hope you had a really good, fun winter break. If you're just getting started in Flight Sim, this is a cool thing. It's a game that lasts a long time. It's one of those things that you can go and you can play Flight Sim for years and years and years. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Thursday. My place gets awfully quiet as soon as I raid someone. So I can't wait to see you, and I will look forward to seeing you. Our departure time on Thursday will be the normal time, 1800 Zulu. I would also be remiss if I said something, if I didn't say, there was some really incredible support both on Twitch and YouTube these past few days. Thank you so much for the incredible support. I really appreciate it. Thank you for helping me to keep the lights on here. And again, I can't wait to see you on Thursday. Have a really great time. As always, please stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you in the friendly sim skies then. Cheers. Good night. Good afternoon, actually.